Uh,
Fuck. Oh, are we doing the thing? We're doing it?
yeah, we're on.
Okay.
Let me.
That's for yourself. No, I'm kidding.
Uh, all right, Twitch, very cool. But I'm gonna assume we're back and everything's working.
I
You
mean,
know,
it's always good.
always a safe idea.
Yeah. I mean, you can always just assume that stuff is working.
Yeah, all right.
If it's not, that's a problem for future you.
Yeah, fuck that guy. All right. So, we we're back. I got floors
We're back.
installed, so that's why the absence had
It's
occurred.
because you're so fucking fancy.
That's true.
You're so fucking fancy, girl.
Uh,
You a
can't
fancy girl.
can't even talk. None of you look me in the eye anymore. Don't you look at the ground. Know your fucking place.
Oh man, I've been wanting to tell you. So, uh, me and Merv, Greg, are in a fantasy football league,
Mhm.
and we're in the super flex version, meaning for all you non-fantasy football players, means you can play two quarterbacks,
Yeah.
right? So we're in that league. Somebody dropped out. They have two leagues. One that's just one QB, non-super flex. So they put us in that league, and our team is obviously dog shit. It's an orphan, so we're just building from the ground up.
Hmm.
And I told Greg, I was like, I was like, I really would like to do a Dave Chappelle themed team name, and like a Chappelle show thing. And I had like I had like four ideas. I was like, we can be the habitual line steppers. We could be, pop copy or, a bunch of other shit. Like I had ideas. This motherfucker just comes up and kills the game. He's all like, let's do this. It's topical because of P. Diddy. And he's all like, we're going to call it Cambodian breast milk. That's the team name. I was like, you nailed it. It's
Yeah.
perfect. I love it. I got the picture of Dave Chappelle dressed as P. Diddy, fucking drinking the milk. It's great. I was like, you win. You win you are the champ for the next month. This is fucking perfect. We are Cambodian breast milk.
I need you to find me so Cambodia.
I only drink the finest breast milk, son.
I spit on fire.
best, best rappers alive are Dylan.
Uh,
Oh fuck, man, that's it. Yeah, so big ups to my co-owner and fantasy football partner in crime, Greg, for just killing the game.
uh, so I know for me, I just watched a bunch of new release stuff for games. Uh, the
Oh yeah.
the Doom Dark Age looks completely insane, as it should be. You get a like Captain America chainsaw shield, which is ridiculous but excellent. There's, I imagine that all the guns kind of work like the same as the old ones, but they're just like cranked up to 11 in ridiculousness. Like the machine gun, you literally like load it with severed heads and like grind it to like fire the shards at people, which is completely insane and fucking awesome. But yeah, it's the I mean Xbox showed off its stuff. It's all like big deal shit. Like everything is kind of a big ticket item, which makes sense because they closed down so many studios.
Right.
but uh, it it looks good, but they spent a ton of money on like
So
your Call of Duties and stuff like that, and that's
of course they do. That's their money maker, man.
I still
Like we might not play it, but there's a fuck ton of people out there that do. I don't
it's
know really
it's
why, but I
it's even more than I thought. Like 100 million people
it's ridiculous.
are playing on a fairly regular basis, apparently, which is completely insane to me. It, other games exist, right? And that Call of Duty is not very good. It's just
I mean, there's just other games I'd rather like kind of almost like that style other games. Like me, I'd much rather play R6. I think it's way more challenging.
well, it looks like they might have changed the movement so that it's not completely dog shit to watch, but we'll see how that works out. Because what a lot of people have said, because they've changed it essentially so you can like omnidirectional sprint, which
Okay.
which I, which makes sense, but the problem is the last time they made a big change to movement, it was like the jump slide canceling shit, and uh, a lot of people fucking hated that. It wasn't just me. Hold on.
Oh, oh, he said, hold on. Where the fuck he went?
I'm right here. Just
No.
Haley said no. Just sitting by. But
Uh,
but yeah,
I'll wait.
so the last time they changed things like big time, they changed it to like the slide canceling shit, and I am not alone with not liking that very much. Most most articles that I've read are like, yeah, they're excited about the change that they're making. That being said, the last change they made was this, and people weren't super jazzed about it.
Well, they made that change way after I stopped playing any type of Call of Duty because I'm thinking it was post Black Ops.
Yeah, it's I checked out a Call of Duty, and it's honestly probably the best gaming decision I ever made. Of being like, I am going to choose not to care about this anymore. And
Yeah, it just I just that like there's no I don't know. There's just no motivation to even fucking try it. Like even my old supervisor, like good old Steve. He loved him some fucking Call of Duty. I was cool with it. I was like, yeah, not for me, man. I was like, enjoy. I
it's one of
hope
the
I hope you have fun.
people like if you like Call of Duty, it's fine. But if you complain about Call of Duty, that's where I have a problem. It's like, no, you need you need to shut up. Like it play literally anything else. It's
Literally anything else.
it's like Call of Duty. It used to be that Call of Duty was so superior to anything around it. Like that was the case for a while, where it was doing what it did so much better than everybody else. But it's become, because Halo was one thing, and then Call of Duty was pretty distinct, even though they share a lot of similarities. But Call of Duty became way more like Halo, and it's just like, okay, this is not what I want out of this. I'm going to check out, and then
I feel. Oh yeah. Nah. To be honest with you, I didn't. I didn't even check out because any multiplayer shit or whatever. I just like because I really like Modern Warfare 2. Like I was jazzed about that game. I thought that game was cool. I liked the storyline. Never even played online. When I played online, I played Tom Clancy Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter,
yeah,
which is a completely different experience because you can switch from first to third or and play it however you want. Uh, but I enjoyed it, and then I was super jazzed. I got fucking Black Ops right away. Like the day it dropped, I played it. You know, started off with a bang. I liked it. I liked the Bay of Pigs like intro level, and other than that, the only thing that really kind of made it enjoyable, like super enjoyable for me outside of that Bay of Pigs thing, which was, it's just an intro level. It's not very long.
yeah.
And, other than that, they had a pretty beautiful and fun, like, Vietnam level in that game. And that's pretty much all I fucking remember about Black Ops, other than some Kennedy assassination fucking conspiracy bullshit at the end.
I mean, they fumbled that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, because the whole thing is you're like some kind of Manchurian candidate. Like
Yeah.
the last mission should have been a sniper mission where you think you're shooting Castro and you end up being the grassy knoll shooter for Kennedy. Like that's
That would be cool.
I mean it was the most obvious thing to do and they didn't do it and they didn't come up with something better.
Hmm. I was roaming around yesterday, and I apologize if it's not a new game. See if you heard about it. I think it's like a survivor, like looter, shooter, third person thing. It's called Vigor, I think.
Oh yeah, Vigor's been
So,
around for a
like
bit.
oh, it has. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I
Vigor.
don't know if it's any good, but I was like, looter shooters kind of sounds up our alley. I thought it was new,
I
so
I played a bit of it and it's I mean part
it's
of
fine. It's probably it's
it's all right. Like
fine.
I mean part of the issue is that so few of these extraction shooters, like games like Hunt,
Yeah.
there are a lot of them. They're just all on PC.
Right.
Like, there are a ton of games coming out that are either in early access or are like primed to come out. But very much like Hunt, they're probably going to spend a couple of years exclusive to PC.
Oh yeah. Nah, I might, especially because a lot of the shit that I seem to play right now is pretty much all on fucking Xbox, uh, like live gold thing anyway. Uh, so maybe eventually when I get maybe around like a sales time, like a Black Friday or something, I might, depending where I'm at financially, I might do the PC thing.
Well, it's
and just get it over with. And then like I can still play with controller on some games, and then I'll have to adapt other places. But it sounds like that's the way it's going anyway. Like for the most part,
it
like Microsoft doesn't seem super interested in.
which makes
Yeah,
sense that they're like
yeah, it does.
it's like
It does.
okay, you're taking a loss on these on when you make consoles. So why bother? Like
Right.
you're selling them at a loss and I mean even Sony is starting to smarten up because okay, if you're selling your console at a loss, it makes sense to and then you're not choosing to not sell your games on PC. I mean,
Right.
Sony's a bit diluted because some of their higher ups are like, well, we'll release some games and then on the PC and then get them into the PlayStation ecosystem. It's like okay, look, I know you're new to the PC world, but PC players are fucking vindictive. P-
Yeah.
PC players have refused to play games that come out on the Epic Game Store, which is another PC platform. It's like, trust me. And it's like, that's a matter of downloading Epic's program and running it. And they refuse to do that to the point that it hurts people's bottom line. It's like, you think they're gonna buy a console to play your game? No. They're gonna wait for
It's
you to
never gonna happen.
they're gonna wait
Yeah.
for you to crack. Just like they waited for everybody to crack. And because everyone except Nintendo is run like a normal business, it's like you have to raise your bottom line. There's a market sitting right there. All you have to do is port it, and you'll make gobs more money. You're gonna do it. You will crack before these people do,
Oh yeah.
and they know you will. It's like we're just gonna wait you out. We're just gonna wait you out. You'll quit, and and you'll release it the way that we want it released.
I'm telling you, man. It's the only way to do anything. You just fucking you hurt these motherfuckers' bottom line that can control you. You just hold your fucking water and
Yeah,
you just refuse to play their game and they will fold because they're about making money.
yeah, and the the PC market is well known for doing that. It's like they will wait you out, and you will crack. And when you crack, they'll they'll still probably drag you. If I'm being honest,
Oh
they'll
man.
be like, you quit, you little bitch.
So we were we had teacher appreciation month, week, whatever, right before the school year ended.
Mm,
And Amanda was able to get like tickets to Disney.
mm,
And she just had the knee surgery and stuff, so she's not like super. She's had a rough couple months, so I know she just wanted to do something fun. So we
yeah,
went to Epcot because it's low key. It's like more because she can walk. But we didn't want her getting on something kind of violent
yeah.
and hurting herself. So we went to Epcot, got some food, just kind of big chilling, and she was so shocked because she made this reservation at this like French restaurant.
Mm,
I don't know why. I'm not. I don't think any of us, either one of us, are like super connoisseurs of French cuisine. But there was nothing I really wanted to eat, so I was like, "Fuck it, time to try some shit I never tried before." And I got like two appetizers, and I got this like tuna tartare, and I got some escargot that was like in fucking. It sounded all right. I like pesto, so I'm like, all right, fuck it.
Have
What's the
you
worst that happen?
have
I
you
don't like
ever
it.
had escargot?
No,
Okay,
never,
all right.
ever in my life had I ever had it.
I have a general idea where
And
the
she was,
story's going. Then.
it was no, it wasn't bad at all actually, but it was funny because the waitress is right there, and then she looks at me. Amanda looks at me like I'm a fucking retard or like shocked at what I'm ordering. And for good reason. It's a little bit off the cuff for me.
Yeah.
Usually I'm like, do you have beef of any type? Can I get it medium rare and on a plate, please? You can season it if you want.
Like an
Like,
animal.
yeah, I'm just But I was like, fuck it, whatever. What's the worst that could happen? I was like, any way you slice it, I'm at least paying $30 for myself sitting here.
Yeah.
So I'll get two appetizers because I'm not really that hungry, and we'll just give it a shot.
Yeah.
At the worst, I know the French make good bread. I'll just get some bread and some. So she brings it. Amanda's like, "Do you know what escargot is?" I'm like, "Oh, why don't you tell me? Why don't you woman explain?" Yes, I know what it is. You fucking cunt. Of course I know. I was, I was like, "Bring it to me. I'm gonna try it." How the fuck am I supposed to know if I don't like it if I don't try? And I'll tell you what, man. Uh, escargot, I thought the flavor of everything was actually pretty fucking good because it just tasted like what they cooked it in.
Yeah.
It didn't taste like anything. It just tasted like it doesn't taste like anything.
Oh, so,
Maybe a little earthy, but it
yeah.
didn't taste like anything new. The only difference, the reason I didn't care for it, I ate like I think they gave you like six. I think I ate like three of them. And the lady asked me because she was like, "So how'd you like?" I was like, "It's fine. It tastes fine." I was like, it's just too fucking chewy. I don't like the texture. Like
Yeah.
the texture doesn't mix with the flavor that I'm getting. So I wasn't totally down with it. Tuna tartare was all right. Like they give you this like little bread and like some sort of like fucking spread, and it was fine. I just nibbled at it and left. But she was looking at me like I was fucking retarded because I'm eating fucking raw tuna and fucking snails before going Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Uh, and she's like you're gonna pay for that. Never did, never did.
Never
Held it
will.
like a champ. Never will. It was like it never happened. But yeah, she was like so fucking shocked. She's like, couldn't believe you fucking did that. I was like, yeah, what's that? I was like, look, it's Disney. They give me food poisoning, they're gonna give us free tickets or some other shit. Like, I know that they're gonna. I know it's an amusement park, but we're like Epcot, where the whole deal
Yeah.
is like different countries and restaurants and food and fucking all this shit. I was like, what's the worst that could happen? I don't like it, and I wasted $17.
Yeah.
So fucking what? It's not like it's. I'm not rich. It's not like that's not nothing. It's just not. We're at amusement park. It's not the biggest deal.
Oh yeah. Exactly.
You know,
That's
like it's like if I don't like it, I just throw the shit out.
ex- exactly. It's like what is the worst case scenario here?
Yeah, I was
And
like, fuck it, we'll give it a shot. But she was busting my balls the whole time. Like she's like, "You're so stupid." I'm like, "Why? Like, what the fuck is the
yeah.
like? Why? Why am I fucking dumb? Just because I'm gonna try something that apparently so many other people on the planet like?
I mean,
Like, there's
there's
plenty of people that like escargot.
yeah, there's a reason why it's at every French
Yeah,
restaurant. See,
I
the
was like, so let's give it a shot.
the only time that I've like, because that's the thing is it's like French cooking is so dependent on them actually being competent at that kind of cuisine,
Right.
which is something I really didn't know when I was younger. Like foie gras, uh,
Uh,
which is like
what the
the
fuck is that? I don't even know what that is.
it's when they like overfeed a goose, and it's really
Oh,
horrific how they
gotcha.
do it, but it's like
Delicious.
well, if you get it from somewhere good,
Right.
like the first time I ever had it, it it was excellent. So like I kind of assumed because so much food is like even a bad burger is still a burger.
Right.
So like I when I was younger and didn't know any better, I was like, okay, like this will be fine. It's like horrible. Uh, and it's just like okay, well, like so the only time I've ever had escargot was early on when I was probably making a mistake.
I just didn't care for the texture of it. Like
Yeah,
from at least like I don't know if this might not be true at all, but at least from the experience I have, I was just like, oh, it's snails are kind of like tofu. It just tastes like whatever
Whatever it's cooked
you
in.
cook it in.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, okay, I got it. So it's just like, do you like the texture of this or not? Like,
Yeah.
is this like you can make this taste pretty much any way possible as long as you like the texture.
Yeah.
I do not. It is fucking chewy as shit, and it just I'm not about it.
Yeah. It's
But it tasted fine. Like they like the pesto like whatever they put on it was great. Like if I got that and it was like a bunch of pasta and some chicken, I'd be thrilled.
yeah.
Like the flavor was real good. But yeah, that shit was funny as fuck.
Gotta eat a bunch
But
of
yeah, they went.
snails. Get on a roller coaster.
Yeah, man, it was fun. It was hot. It was hot as balls. Guardians of the Galaxy it's pretty cool. Like we got. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not bitching because we didn't really wait in line very long
Yeah.
because of her niece. She got kind of like the little consideration, and at least for well, not Guardians. Guardians we had to sign up for like a time
Oh
to
yeah.
like just walk right in because it's ridiculous how they do it now. But so we're in line and I'm sitting here and I'm like looking and I didn't know that we were in like the express line. I guess I wasn't paying attention and just thought maybe because like you go into like Jurassic Park, like the new like Velocicoaster ride,
Yeah.
and it's kind of pretty. It looks feels like statues. Kind of looks like you're walking into Jurassic World, like a facility, and the whole waiting line is actually really cool. And I get into this Guardians of the Galaxy thing, and I'm like, it's not ugly in here, but I just expected like a little more.
It could be way
Like,
better.
yeah, I was like, it's Guardians of the Galaxy. This is a big fucking IP for them. Like, I just kind of expected it to look more Guardians like, and it was just kind of like a futuristic plain room. And my dad's like, "It is like that, you dumb fuck. You were in the express line that is nothing. That has nothing." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Well, you know what? I think I'd rather wait in line for 10 minutes than wait in line for an hour. So I'm okay not seeing it."
Yeah. Well.
And it's a cool ride. Like it's very smooth. Like I even called my dad ahead of time because he's been on it a bunch of times, and I'm just concerned about her knee,
Yeah.
so I just wanted to make sure that it was like it's not gonna hurt her. And he's
Rattle
like,
the
no, no,
shit
no.
out of
He's
her.
like, yeah, it's new, it's super smooth.
Yeah.
Like and the way you're sitting, it's got no pressure on your knees. She was totally fine. But it kind of feels like to me like I got off that ride and I did enjoy it, but I'm like, oh, so this is an updated Space Mountain with an IP attached to it.
That
That's exactly what it is.
that makes sense.
It's like I mean they have like the lights everywhere, so it looks and feels like you're in space, like stars everywhere and shit. They have this really cool like planet like that is projected, and then you're like kind of flying around it and stuff. It's very cool. But
Yeah.
the second I got off, I was like, that was fun. It is an updated Space Mountain.
Yeah. You're like, I'm really glad
Uh,
they updated Space Mountain, by the way.
I mean, I liked it. I'm not mad. I just, But yeah, dude, it was so fucking balls hot. I can't even fucking express to you how fucking hot it was at Disney. It was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I mean
I was like, I just wanted to fucking die.
that place bakes in the summer. It's so
It
brutal.
really,
Like
it was so bad, man.
it wasn't until I moved to Florida, cause like, up north, you hear about, kids are like, we go to Disney every year for summer
Hmm.
vacation, and like as a child, I thought, you know, oh, how lucky these motherfuckers are. They go Disney every. Now that I've lived in Florida and
Right.
experienced Disney in the summer, yo, what did you do to piss your parents off that they took you on that death march every summer? like well, did you like piss in their cornflakes every day? I'd be begging my parents not to take me back.
Like it was fine, man. We had a good time. Like, me and Amanda, we like our amusement parks. Usually we go to I mean, we used to go to Disney when she worked in news because she got some free tickets, and
Yeah.
and she'd get her like media pass or whatever, and it was a multi-park thing, but it was only for a day, so
Yeah.
you could park hop and everything. Well, Amanda's a fucking maniac, and every year she would want to do like every fucking park, and it hurt so bad, like blisters on my feet and shit. And it was fun, but it a lot of pain went on, and it always ended badly because it was the same thing. Like, I'm not mad, and I'm not mad at her or anything. I just need to sit the fuck down. And
I'm old as
she'd be like,
fuck.
oh, yeah, like, let's go do this. I'm like, look, and especially if her friends are with him, I'm like, look, y'all do whatever the fuck it is you want to do. You see that ice cream shop that's got chairs in front of it? My ass is gonna be right there. I'll get a soda. I got my phone.
I'm gonna hang out with the
I'll be
other
fine.
dads and sit down.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna sit my ass right there. But see, look, it's not even an old thing. I mean, I've been walking around multiple parks, standing in line at multiple rides since like, I don't know, 8, 9 in the morning, and the fireworks are going off. Like, I'm talking an all day multi park affair.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like me hurting at the end of that is like,
Unreasonable.
yeah, unreasonable at all. But yeah, we used to do it like that because she'd want to take as much advantage because you can only go for a day, and it
Yeah.
was only once a year. So she'd try to fit it all in, and I'm like, oh god. Like, I was always excited to go Disney with her, but I was also
A bit dreading it.
yeah, I was kind of dreading it. I was like, so the first like half of this whole venture is going to be a lot of fun, and then it's going to start to get less fun, and then I'm going to break eventually and be like, I can't do this anymore. I need to sit the fuck down.
I'm over it now.
But yeah, that's. But yeah, I was actually standing in line, and I saw, obviously there's some during the ride you see the actors, Chris Pratt, Zoe, all the,
Yeah.
for Guardian. And I was just thinking, and it made me think about Rolk, because I don't think I've ever told him about this, but every once in a while I'm like watching like Parks and Rec, Chris Pratt. Every once in a while, I don't know if it's mannerisms or angles or whatever, but sometimes he fucking reminds me of Rolk, or Rolk reminds me of Chris Pratt. Like in Parks and Rec. I don't know why, but it just happens. Like, I don't even think they necessarily look like one another.
It's
It's
there's
just there's just something about him that reminds me of Rolk, and I think it's like kind of mannerisms and
I
the
know
way they carry themselves.
I know what it is.
What's
It's it is the at times childlike wonder of things that
uh
you assumed that they knew.
oh yeah, I guess
Like,
that makes
for example, when he was up here, this is this is a funny one. He was up here,
sense.
and my wife was like,
Uh,
you want something for breakfast? Something with like something good for you in it, like fruit. He's like, a Pop Tart. He's like, there's fruit in this, and she's like,
uh,
no, there's not.
uh,
And he's like, it's a strawberry right on the box. And she's like, she looks at him, she's like, don't make me do this in front of your daughter.
Oh, that's funny. It's
It's like that.
uh,
It's like
oh, that's fucking funny.
it's like while I do understand, it's still like, all right, all right, we're sit down. We gotta talk.
Uh, we got things to talk about.
Yeah, I think it's that. I think because every now and then,
It might be because they done it like I don't know, but yeah, no, I just catch them in certain like when I'm watching the show because it's one of the go-tos. Like if we don't really
oh
have
yeah,
anything to watch or we're falling asleep or whatever, I've seen Parks and Rec all the way through probably at least 3 to 4 times at this point. It is we just put on episodes and we'll watch them until we eventually pass the fuck out. It's
yeah,
just a go-to.
yeah, yeah.
And every once in a while, I'm just like, God damn it, I don't know why, but it just makes me think of that motherfucker every time.
I mean,
But yeah, man. Oh, dude. Oh yeah, but what about Chris?
well, Chris Pratt and the stories that they tell about him on set are hysterical. Like, when you take a bite of like food or something like that, you're supposed to like spit it out essentially. And like
Yeah.
they said they did like 20 takes and like he just kept eating the cheeseburger that he took a bite out of every single time.
Oh, one of the guys. I actually, it's kind of funny we're talking about this, and it came up because I saw an article just the other day talking about how one of the writers on Parks and Rec was like super mad with Chris Pratt because he improvised a lot of shit
Yeah.
and would go off script. And there's this joke where I guess I forgot what it was, but oh, it was the flu episode where they all had the flu, and he's like filling in from Shining Shoes, and Leslie calls him. And he's like, hold on, let me check. And then he goes, it says that I looked up your symptoms and it says that you're having connectivity problems.
I,
And it's like this really funny joke. And it's completely off the cuff and 100% Chris Pratt. And the writer is like, he's like, I'm so fucking mad to this day because he's like, it's such a good joke. It's probably my favorite joke in the entire series. And I'm just mad that I didn't write it.
and it's like it's not written down. It's like you prick.
But
Oh my god.
yeah, oh my God, that shit is funny as fuck. But yeah, man, we got back from that Disney trip. Boy, the next day. I think it was a 3-day weekend. Might have been the 3-day weekend. Thank God too. But we just laid around. We were in fucking Dateline and shit because we found it, bro. I like cases I had never fucking heard of. Like just just getting just having a good comfy Saturday, fucking watching Dateline, fucking true crime shit, and Amanda was putting on shit that she kind of knew the cases or covered it a little bit
Yeah.
or something. What was the name? It was like there was like this weird Dipolito case or something that apparently is still going on. You were here apparently when it happened, and this guy that I don't know, this seems like Jersey Shore tool type motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
And then of course, his girl, who he marries, and they move to, I guess, West Palm, and she straight up fucking calls a hit, like tries to get a hit put out on this guy, right?
Jesus.
Yeah, like I gotta find the episode and you gotta watch it. Like her husband, she puts a hit on her husband. And, and I forgot what it was. Oh, they got the guy that, like she was gonna hire for
Yeah.
something else, like busted him, right? And he's
Yeah.
all like, he's like, I got something to trade for my freedom. This bitch trying to kill her husband, wants me to kill her husband or facilitate it.
Yeah.
So they implanted their own guy as the hitman, and they're playing her the whole fucking time.
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
So
I know what you're talking
yeah,
about now.
oh my god, dude! And they put the whole fucking production, like cops was there and shit, and
That,
they made it seem like they got him out of the house, and then made it like she pulled up from the gym, and there's like ambulances and cops, and like give this bitch a fucking Oscar, like, and she's just like going off, and then they played the whole gotcha second, and she was just. I gotta give it to her. She's just holding true with the lie. Like, they got you on motherfucking tape telling probably a Fed making a deal to kill your husband. Like, what the fuck? But she's holding strong on her bullshit.
she's like, nope,
And I was
that wasn't me.
like, I didn't know anything about the story, and I'm just sitting there, I'm watching, I'm like, this is real life? Like, this shit happened?
Yeah.
I was like, and of course she was an escort. Of course she was. Why wouldn't she be? I'm sure she was a super high class one too.
Can't turn. You can't pretty woman them. It's not possible.
Bitches try to kill you, son.
That's how you get murdered.
That's how you get took. That's how you get took. Yeah, man, I couldn't believe like some of the shit that was on there. I'm like, some of the cases. I'm like, what the fuck is even going on?
People are fucking completely insane.
They really are, man. Like it's fucking crazy. And speaking about insane women, mine has since unfucked herself and done it the correct thing, but she did the same thing your ex-wife did to us. Remember when she asked us if we wanted hot dogs? And we're like, yeah. And then she comes back with the fucking pork and chicken bullshit.
Yeah.
We're like, we're not. Like, no. What the? No. What are you doing? We wanted hot dogs. Like,
you get a Hebrew
oh my
national,
God.
or you can go to hell.
She fucking straight up walked in, had some fucking ballparks, and was like super proud of herself. She's like, baby, you're gonna love me. I got you hot dogs. And I'm like, well, thank you, baby, but those aren't beef. I was like, so.
I know that you tried, but I'm gonna need you to turn around and try again.
I was like, well, those are not very good. They're not. They're fine. They're not disgusting. But like, if I'm gonna buy a hot dog, it ain't gonna be this one.
Yeah. I'm not mad.
Yeah, that's it. I was like, Jesus, man. I was like, who's eating this shit? Like, who's eating the fucking pork? That's why they're always on sale. That's why it's always buy one get one.
Yeah, how broke are you if you're eating pork and chicken hot dogs?
They're just not as good.
Like, what happened?
At all. Yeah, what happened in your life? What happened in your life that this,
Yeah, that
like, this is what it's come to?
that you're slumming it with hot dogs. like, all right. You need to recalibrate. Something is going wrong.
Oh man, that is so fucking funny. Oh man. Let me see what else did I say? Oh, I was speaking of his brother. I think I told you I annoyed his wife because found out that Kevin, his brother's wife, because I found out she is very knowledgeable about timepieces.
Yeah.
I was like, I know we've only met once, but I'm sending you this DM. Can you please look at this watch and tell me what you think?
Yeah. So now I'm going to immediately annoy you.
Yeah, I did give her the out though. I was like, look, I know when people ask me to do my job for nothing, I'm like, go fuck yourself. So if you want to tell me to fuck off, that's totally fine.
Understandable.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
I mean, I know absolutely nothing about watches. I the only
Oh no, she was great, man. Like she was fantastic. She gave me her honest opinion, gave me other options. Like she was awesome.
yeah
She seems to be very good at her job. Yeah, no, she was great. And if she sees, like, honestly, because of where she works, if she sees a watch or something, like, since I sent her that, she sent me at least two or three pictures of other watches that are just as good at a
yeah
lower price point. It's just whatever. It's not like I know the functionality is good. It's a tool. It's a tool watch
yeah
that I like. It's they told me a story and now I'm in. I like the look. Because the Dirty Dozen watch, right? That the 12 manufacturers did
yeah.
that the military like it's an updated take on the Dirty Dozen watch. It's called the Filthy 13, and it's by a micro brand called Tool, Tuul,
Mm.
and it's a fucking sweet looking watch, and I like it. But especially for a micro brand, I mean, I know it's got the Swiss movement and the water resist. It's a tool. I get it. No, fucking $1,000 price point is
It,
a little much.
that's a bit.
Uh, yeah, it's a bit. So, it's just one of those things. I'm like window shopping that maybe one day down the line. That's why I told her no rush. I was like, you don't need to do this now. It's not like I'm rushing out to buy this motherfucker. I don't have I don't have $1,000 to be fucking like laying my fat dick on the table and like, give me this watch. Here's
Uh,
1,000.
this is my watch money.
Watch money. Well, yeah, nah, she was great. I was like, sorry to bother you though. I felt like such an asshole. But nah, she was fantastic. Big ups to her.
So I found out what you do for a living. That was your first mistake.
Yeah, like I said, I guess we should have never met. Oh fuck. But yeah, oh my god. I mean, it's a surprise. So, and Amanda doesn't listen to this shit, so I'll just say it. But like,
She'll
yeah, I'm
she'll
really
never
excited.
figure it out.
Yeah, bro, I got my little man cave redone. It's pretty fucking dope. And then the vinyl collection's going good. I got fucking Nas, Illmatic, hip hop classic, and like I got that recently. Uh, the Little Strangers record is fucking incredible. And that Little Stranger record, I gotta say, man, fucking hey, eBay sellers, step your game up, son. Like I've been using eBay on and off occasionally for years now, like a long, long fucking time.
Yeah.
I like this Little Stranger record, not a huge mega band, but has a following.
Mm-hmm.
So they have two EPs, and they did a limited printing on vinyl of both EPs. They're only 5 songs each, so it's basically two tiny albums.
Yeah.
So they're on either side of the record. So they make 1,000 vinyl records as a limited edition double EP. Impossible to find. Like, I've put in the titles of the records and Little Stranger and everything into fucking eBay, and you do not get.
You find literally
You
nothing.
get, or you find one vinyl and it's one of the more recent ones.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I can get this shit on their website and or fucking Amazon. This
Yeah.
is not why I'm here looking for the thing that the older one. And I just typed it in. Lo and behold, there it was. I was the only off, and it was like make an offer. It was $90, which I get. It there's only 1,000 of them. I get it. Rarity ups the price. I made an offer at 70. They came back 80 the next morning, and I had a counter offer with at 80. And in that time, I went from the only watcher to 11 other watchers. So I was like, well, not gonna fucking cry over $10, and immediately pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
And dude, probably the best eBay experience I have ever fucking had. And I paid for goddamn shipping, like $10. So $90 total. And this guy, girl, whatever, immediately reached out. Hey, thanks for your order, whatever. Like the payment process, like, oh, how would you like it shipped? Would you like to sign for it or not?
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, never been asked that. I was like, fucking yeah. I was like, I'll miss the signature, so just send it without, you know. And
You're a real person I'm dealing with?
yeah, yeah, for sure. And then she's like, oh, okay, cool. And she's like, I'm gonna take this first thing in the morning. Make sure you get it. I'm like, oh, awesome, thank you. Sure as shit. Got to be about 9. Got the notification that it was in the next step. She dropped it off. After I got the text, I get another message saying that she just dropped it off and let her know, if there's any problems. Hopefully, I appreciate the box. Dude, she sent it in. It was kind of funny. It was a clean one. It wasn't like a soiled pizza box, but I guess where in Indianapolis, where he or she lives, they have like a hot box pizza.
Mm-hmm.
So she puts it in one of those things, and then inside there's like a little card with a little graphic on it, thanking me for the order and everything. And then it's got like this little charm in it, and there's like multiple fucking like kind of just wild out there stoner stickers and shit. Like it was just like really nice, and everything was like it was brand spanking new. I bought vinyl records from fucking FYE off the rack that aren't as in good condition as this thing came in.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jesus Christ! I was like, sometimes I reach out to the seller. I'm like, so are you ever actually going to physically take this to the mail, or like I was like, what the fuck is going on? This is amazing.
It's like I feel like it's like you're good at this, and
she only had like 3 items, one of them being the one that I wanted. I was like, shit, if you ever had anything else I wanted, I would totally buy from you again.
Yeah.
I was like, even if you didn't do all the other shit, if you just shipped it out with the efficiency that you did,
Yeah.
like, that's enough. It's enough. Like, I don't even need the messages and shit. But it was really, really nice. I was like, are you sure this is eBay?
Oh yeah. I mean, in in my time on eBay, I became a degenerate immediately because
Why? The comics?
no, this was all Warhammer stuff.
Yes.
So I realized pretty quickly that like the more interest that there is, the the more expensive stuff gets. So it's better to not bid essentially.
Right.
And I immediately I got undercut one too many times, and I'm like, all right, it's auction sniper time.
It's auction sniper time.
Yo, you just start winning everything all the time. It's ridiculous. It's like, I want to pay this. I'm going to win, and I no longer need to think about this for a second longer. And it's so funny. It's just like, yep, I won again. as I
Got it.
as I knew that I would.
Another one.
All for me.
Yeah,
That
I don't know if I've ever actually sniped somebody, but I remember they did. Like I was looking for my. I used to have one. I had a Zippo lighter with my ship's crest on it, the
yeah,
Saipan crest, and your coveralls are glorified fucking onesie, and I bought this thing, and they sell out really quick on the from the ship store. It's not like you can just go back down there and grab another one.
yeah.
uh, there's not that many, and I lost it because it straight up fell out of my pocket. And I found one on eBay, and I bid on it, and I got into a bidding war. And Steve, my old supervisor, who's a vet, was like, he's like, fuck this. He's all like, you're getting this lighter. He's all like, I want you to up your bid by $30 right now, just so you don't get undercut, and then whatever is over what you currently have bid, I will pay for it. I was like, okay. He's like, you need the lighter. He's like, you're getting the lighter. And I was like, okay.
This is happening. You no longer
Yeah,
have a
I have
choice.
it. I have it. It's still it's on display in my little man corner. It's there.
Uh,
But yeah, he was like, yeah, you're getting this motherfucker. But yeah, I basically been using it lately just to, find, see if I can find either albums that I love that I want to buy on vinyl, and just check the price point. And
yeah,
some of them you have to buy used, and it's always a roll of the dice. But I've had pretty good experience so far.
yeah.
With yeah. I'll print them out. No problem.
Well,
Uh,
it's also how like what are people actually looking for this? Are the people just charging because they have no idea?
let me see. Let me see this. No, well, it's like offset, so it is in the middle. The W's in the middle. The reason, yeah, it's like an optical illusion because the V's. Yeah, it's fine. You can send that one. The other two I'll remake right now. Um. Oh, what were you saying? I'm sorry, buddy.
Oh, I was just saying that eBay is always a good barometer for how expensive things should be.
Oh yeah.
Because like usually there's a couple out there, and you're like, okay, well, I found it on this website. They're charging this much. It's like, how much are people actually selling this bitch for?
Yeah, how much are they actually paying for this shit? Nah, it's been good for my little new vinyl collection thing that I'm doing. I've eBay's made me a happy boy for that. I mean, I can't complain. I've gotten some pretty dope records from eBay that are out of print. Like,
Yeah,
so I mean that's always fun. But dude, probably the first the first vinyl record I ever got was a couple years ago before I got all in my little new obsession of building a somewhat of a vinyl collection. Amanda bought me 36 Wu Tang 36 Chambers on vinyl,
yeah,
and as a part of a like a birthday present like ensemble thing.
yeah,
And so I've had that one for a while. But the first record that I actually remember fucking physically buying myself, like we were in So if you go down, remember, like when you're on State Road 7 and you're headed down to Wellington Mall, you know where the Best Buy and shit is on the side?
Yeah, where all that shit
And
is.
there's like all that shit is. So if you go down, I forgot what it used to be, but if you go down, it's like an isolated building, like a pretty fucking big one. And I didn't know what it was. It was a store we had never heard of, but it looked like it was kind of official. Bro, we walked in there. It was a glorified yard sale. Like these motherfuckers definitely like bought a bunch of shit from like Amazon, like pallets, like in bulk, and
Yeah.
we're just like reselling shit. It was fucking chaos in that bitch. Like it's not like a fuck ton of people. Chaos in terms of like what you were looking at. Like it's
Just
not very
random
well.
shit.
Yeah, it's just kind of like random shit. And we go back there, and like we go back all the way back. We look through this whole fucking store, and this is prior to me even considering starting a fucking vinyl collection. And I'm like, there's some vinyl records, and I'm looking through it because I'm like, oh, let me see if I can find anything for Amanda. She's a collector,
Yeah.
and likes to buy shit on vinyl. And I come across this record, never heard of the band, nothing, and uh, it's the deluxe version of the Grammy winning record Black Puma. Black Pumas. The and it's just a self-titled record, and it's got an extra LP with other songs on it and some studio shit, and then even a 45 with like a couple other songs on it. So, and I did it how I used to do it when I was in the Navy. I was like, I like the cover. Fuck it, it's $6. What the fuck do I care?
Yeah,
I was
what's
like, if I like it, great. If not,
who
I'll just break it in half and set it on fire,
yeah, who gives a
and
shit?
so be it. Yeah, who gives a shit? It's $6, bro. It's one of my favorite motherfucking records I've ever heard. I love it. I listen to it all the time. I'm like, and it's insane. I paid $6 for that record, and it is
$6.
phenomenal.
Now
It is so
that's
fucking good. And
next.
like I know you've heard at least one Black Puma song because you've
Yeah,
heard it on a commercial for sure. But that thing is just that album is really good, and it was a little depressing because I saw I saw the second, like some Amazon exclusive, like sometimes they do it and it's like colored vinyl or some shit, which
yeah,
is cool, but I don't really. At the end of the day, I don't really give a shit.
yeah,
But it wasn't expensive. It was like, oh, new album, Black Puma's exclusive color vinyl to Amazon for $20 or whatever it was. I'm like, sold. First album's phenomenal.
yeah,
Not really a big fan of the second album, which is disappointing.
yeah.
But that first one, man, I'm telling you, it's. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know how to describe the music. I think it's like a mixture of shit.
Yeah.
But it's got a very. That record has such like kind of this vintage sound to it, and it's so fucking good. I highly recommend it. I will fucking buy you the record. I like it so much.
I mean, I've got because I pulled it up and listened to a bit of it on because I've got the YouTube music thing.
Oh yeah. No, man, yeah, it's like the colors is I think the name of the like song that probably everybody fucking knows.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, just my life hasn't been overly exciting. Just listening to vinyl and playing video games and cleaning and being an old fuck is
Be,
pretty much it.
be being an ancient bitch.
Yeah. You can hate your motherfucker watching Dateline on the weekend.
Yeah.
Like I'm fucking boss.
Yeah.
Yo, dog, bitches are crazy. I recommend it. You You wanna talk shit? Go watch the Dateline
Yeah.
or some of those episodes. You can be like,
Uh,
what the fuck?
what you need to do is be watching Dateline and get yourself in the know.
It's just so easy to do when you don't know what to watch, and the fact that you can watch like any season you want, and any episode you want. It's just very easy to binge that shit.
Yeah. No, especially because it's just like it's like, hey, you want to hear about some fucking completely insane shit that happened? It's like, yes, I do.
Yeah, dog. Like it's just like what the like. Yeah, there's a few that were like what the fuck, but really I was so confused with that Depolito case or whatever the fuck it was. I was like, what the fuck is even going on here? I was like, this bitch is cray cray.
I mean, hiring a hitman. It, it's like, it's like, it sounds like when you say hiring a hitman, like we're so
Right.
used to movies that you're like, oh yeah, that's a thing. It's like logistically, how the fuck would you do that?
I know, right?
Walk me through it. Who like if you
Who do
want
you go talk to?
yeah,
Like that's what I want.
if you
Like
want
who do you go talk
if you
to?
want drugs, like people offer you drugs.
Oh yeah.
Nobody's walking up to you. It's like, "Hey, you want me to kill your fucking husband?" like
Hey, yeah.
eh,
Yeah, you're not getting that offer at all.
yeah. And
Um, like
most
ever.
people like there's a pretty large difference between pretty much any other crime and murder for hire.
I know, right? Hold on.
And the people that would do that, I doubt they're taking independent contracts.
You can't trust anybody.
Yeah, I can't even trust your
I
own
mean, yeah,
hitman.
I can't even trust my escort turned wife.
See, that's the real shame.
It's a real crime, dog. It's a real crime
can't
here.
can't
Hey,
even
man.
trust your can't even trust your your escort wife. Who can you
Yo, dude.
trust?
I'm telling you, Snoop Dogg and Corrupt tried to tell you. Tried to tell you a long ago, back in 1994. Tried to tell you, you can't make a hoe a housewife.
Can't
You
can't do
you
it.
can't do it. You can't do it. It's not. It's not. It's just not gonna happen.
It simply cannot be done.
Yeah, it was so fucking funny. But I actually, speaking of vinyl, because I really like that Prince record that I got, like that was posthumous album, the Old Friends for Sale, like the
Yeah,
Vault.
yeah,
It's fantastic, and it's probably part of the reason why, like, I've been like, when I travel, I just decided to put on jazz because it's very jazzy
mm,
and it's got some different elements to it, and I'm just like, I think I don't know if I like jazz a lot or if I just want that to listen to that Prince album all the time. Like I don't know. Um, but I saw this article about its vault, and apparently it was like because he's like I mean as many songs like they could release a Tupac album right now, and it would all be brand new to us.
yeah,
Um, because motherfuckers just have a lot of songs in the can sometimes and apparently Prince did, and he threw a lot, and it was in disarray for a long time. Like people like lost the code for the actual physical vault, and there was like just tapes and fucking demos and a bunch of shit just like outside the door,
Jesus
like
Christ.
just getting yeah, like not all this music just elements, anything gonna happen to it. And I guess they finally got it in order. But I was like, how much motherfucking music did this guy make that there is a legit vault? and like an actual vault, not some digital fucking external hard drive with some music on it,
Yeah.
like a vault
A
of
physical.
music.
Yeah.
And then you have they lost the combination and had to start storing it outside of the vault, and it was everywhere.
They lost the
That's
combination.
fucking insane. Like I think it was I don't know when it happened, but I feel like that is something they either didn't tell Prince, and if he did find out, he probably ripped somebody a new asshole.
Yeah. Call a
I
locksmith, you
would think.
dumb bastards.
Yeah, I just feel like he didn't know
No. No
that they
shot
lost
he
the
knew.
combination. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't hear all this shit about Prince being a fucking dick, but he was very particular,
Yeah.
and he was very particular about his music. So I can only imagine what the shitstorm was like. Like, oh, hey, boss, uh, great purple one. You know that vault of music? Yeah, I lost the combo. I don't know the combo. I don't.
Yeah.
Nobody knows the combo because I think somebody left, or like he fired somebody or somebody left. That was I think was part of the story, and they had the combo and nobody else did or
The
something.
holder of the combination. It's like
Yeah, I was just gone.
it's also it's like okay. I don't know why I need to walk you through this, but call a locksmith, you absolute fucking mouth breather.
Buffoon. Yeah, I know, right? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Could have got this open. So there's somebody in
Yeah.
the world that could get into that vault. Like, and you guys have the money to
Yeah.
do it.
You can pay an expert to get that bitch
Yeah.
cracked.
Yeah. I mean, apparently, the camp is apparently obviously taking care of it at this point. But
Yeah. Whoever was in charge of that, they were
yeah,
putting
I was
off
just
telling somebody about that for a while. They were like,
I was like, what a fucking interesting article, though. I was like, what? Just like lost it with like arguably the greatest musician of all time. You just fucking lose the fucking combo to the vault where there's just a mountain of his music.
yeah, hey, all that music. Your life's work. You know you're talking. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Uh,
So
uh,
you know how
uh,
you're very particular and protective of it. So it's
uh,
a funny story.
uh, how nobody's ever gonna hear it.
Yeah. It's super well protected now. Perhaps the best protected music of all time.
I know, right? Oh fuck! When we were, Amanda also sent me an article. Did you know? And I don't know. It might have sold already. Did you know the Home Alone house was for sale, bro?
I did not know that.
Oh my god! Yeah, it looks. Obviously, it looks exactly the same on the outside, but it's all like renoed inside. Like
Yeah.
I know that place is big.
Oh
Like I
yeah.
know it's obvious. I mean, you look at the house in the movie, and it's like Jesus Christ, you guys were like really rich. But I saw pictures of the inside, bro. There is an entire. This is in the house, not in the back fucking yard. It looks like maybe the basement area. Like you have to walk downstairs to get to it, and there is a fucking press box. There's a full fucking basketball court in that house.
What? No wonder he was able to send his family to fucking Paris.
Right? I was like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, it has to be like in the basement, like underground. Like the house has to extend like underground. I'll have Amanda find it and I'll send you the picture of the basketball court. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it's inside the fucking house. Because it's not, I don't see any outside. You have to walk downstairs to get to it. So I'm just assuming it's in the basement.
Yeah. That's
It was, it's
that's
fucking bug nuts, bro. That place is fucking huge. It's fucking huge.
I
And
mean,
I honestly, I thought I was like, for a while, I was like, well, did they leave it like exactly as is? Like, I don't know. I would it be worth more money that way? I have no idea.
I mean, the question becomes, would you want it?
No, I would never want a house that size.
Well, no, I
I
mean,
don't. I don't want the upkeep or anything.
I mean,
Or you just mean because it's an iconic film
yeah,
and
like,
people will be like rolling by your digs all the time?
yeah, like, I mean, for other reasons, obviously, but I know, like, no one wanted the Amityville house for forever.
Right.
But I mean, that's for other reasons, obviously. But it's like, do you really want a place that people are gonna take pictures of like all the time?
Absolutely. No.
Like, is that? I think you need to be a very particular type of person to want that. I wouldn't want it. It would. It would.
No, no, it sounds fucking terrible. But I mean, if I had the money to pull the trigger and everything was maintained as it was in the film,
Yeah. It would be. It would be interesting
the
to say the
only thing
least.
I would do with it, what I would do with it, if it wasn't renoed on the inside,
Yeah.
like if it was all just preserved as the way it was in the movie, I if because you're talking, it's going to cost not only like the fact that it was the house from the movie is already going to up the price
Yeah.
by thousands and thousands of dollars. Like that's already a given.
Yeah.
So you're already talking about a home, which is a mansion that is going to fucking run you probably a mil plus easy.
Yeah.
And so I don't even know if you'd want to do it. I guess it depends on the price point, how much traffic, and you'd have to do your research. But when you go to Cleveland or like or around that area, like outside the city, there's the Amanda took me to it when we went there for her friend's wedding, and it's the I think it's in Cleveland. I don't know. Anyway, it's it's a Christmas Story house, right?
Oh yeah.
And they have like so they have this property across the street where you kind of start and there's like there's a Christmas Story like merch store
Yeah.
like with all the official shit, and it's like this is like all official and like a bunch of like memorabilia and stuff, and then you can go across the street and you actually go inside the house where it's filmed. So
Get yourself a leg lamp.
exactly, so I'm thinking like, oh, if the Christmas Story place has like a bunch of fucking traffic, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it's worth the squeeze, and the house is eventually going to pay for itself. I could see living elsewhere and starting a business with the house in that, and having people, come for nostalgic reasons and tours and shit like that.
If this
All that's out the window now, but I'm just saying
well, if the
I could see
area
it.
will let you,
Correct. Also true.
because your neighbors could raise a stink with the city, and
No, yeah, for sure.
if you're not zoned as a business, they could fuck you up.
Oh well, no. I mean, in this scenario, you're worth obviously multi-million dollars, and so chances are you or your people will know that
Yeah.
and have to get everything like approved. But yeah, no, I was thinking I was like I could see doing that with it, but even then, like
It's
is it really gonna make that much money? Like I feel like I don't know.
yeah, is it gonna make enough money to be worth the massive pain in
The
the ass that it's going to be?
Yeah, because it'll be a while before that thing's like running itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think even at the uh, at the Christmas Story one, um, I don't know if it's the actual Christmas Story house or it's something in the movie, but you can Airbnb that shit.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so you can actually stay there. And like if you want to stay there like on Christmas,
Oh
get in
Jesus.
line, motherfucker. It's years waiting list for that.
I still it's kind of weird because I mean I guess it does play for like 24 hours at a time. So I mean I guess people could still be super
No,
attached
it's a
to it
huge
like
movie.
that.
It's a
Yeah.
huge movie. People love that movie. And I like that movie too. But I just yeah, I couldn't I was
I've
like, fuck man, I'm not gonna pay the money and I'm not flying here on fucking Christmas.
yeah, on Christmas.
Yeah, I'm like, this is not happening. It's gonna be cold as balls too.
I mean, well, me and Haley have both um kind of stayed away from pretty much all things Christmas because we both can't fucking stand it. Like, it just everything about it just bugs us. We don't really like it. It's not our thing. But we're like,
That's fine.
we can't we can't do this when we have a kid. Like we
No, no, you can't.
we so we've stayed away from it for a while. So we're hoping that by the time it's like, oh, it's novel and it won't bug us to go back and watch it again because like it, if I never see the Grinch again, it'll be too soon. Like I it's it's not bad. I feel the same way about it that I feel about a lot of Metallica songs. Is I have heard Master of Puppets so many times that I never need to hear it ever again. Like
Right.
ever. Or Enter Sandman. It just I never need to hear it ever. Never again. It's done. If it's done forever, I'll be pretty happy about it.
Well, it'll be fine.
Not breaking my heart on that one.
Yeah, no shit. No, I don't know. I think I mean, don't get me wrong. I know, obviously, know Metallica or whatever, but I'd be lying if, other than the hits, like the shit like you just said that you hear like all the time, I know very little Metallica,
Oh yeah.
and it's got nothing to do with the band. I think those Master of Puppets and fucking Enter Sandman, like I think all those songs are good. I just I just never it was never my like main thing. And it was probably just time in my life, especially being military brat, like just man, just fall out of it. I don't remember a whole lot of Metallica playing in Japan and Hawaii. I just don't.
Not a lot of not a lot of Japanese people rocking out.
Rocking out? No, not that I remember. Uh, but yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. And you're talking about A Christmas Story, right?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I don't need to. I don't
No,
need.
it's all fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it like I've seen it so many times at this point. Like I enjoy it. I do, but I understand what you're saying. It's not like it's not a must watch for me on
Yeah.
Christmas.
Well,
Like it's not that, but
there's a lot of that Christmas stuff that it's just like I have seen it or heard it so many times that I just started to despise it. And I just stayed away from it for years and years and years.
oh, you breaking up. Your internet taking a shit?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yep. I hear you.
Yeah, it was like I stayed away from it for years and years and years, just to hopefully I have some level of tolerance for it by
When your child is born,
yeah. So it's not like it.
a complete nightmare for you.
Yeah, it's just it's just
Oh, you'll
awful.
be fine. You'll be fine.
It's
Just start them off on the right foot. This shouldn't be the first Christmas movie you should show them. You should definitely be showing your child Die Hard first.
yeah, obviously.
As, you know.
It's the only important Christmas film.
And it is. I don't care what anybody says. You go fuck yourself. Even Bruce Willis, he said it's not a Christmas movie. It's a Bruce Willis movie. Which one was a joke at the roast because he was being boastful. So let's pump the brakes. It's not like he said that in any official capacity. But let's break it down. Gets there. It's a Christmas party. Okay? So it's that time of the year. The soundtrack is completely Christmas music. Opens with Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC as Argyle's driving him to Nakatomi Plaza. And then the entire score is a take on Christmas carols. The goddamn... It's what it is Christmas Eve, and then the fucking finale of the last scene, it's Christmas Day. How is it not a Christmas movie? It just happens to be an action movie.
Yeah, that's
Are you telling me that like those Hallmark movies, romance Christmas movies, aren't Christmas? They're not Christmas movies. They're romance movies.
yeah,
They're rom-coms. It's the same
it's
thing. It just happens to be a pitch perfect, ironclad action movie. Best cinematic achievement in the history of ever.
the greatest film ever. Oh,
Uh,
speaking of which, in some disappointing news, the
what?
the director, the guy that made Mad Max, I can't remember his name.
Oh, George. Hold on. I'm blanking. God, I feel like such a bad movie nerd. I got you. I got you, boo. I got you, boo. Hold on.
But
It
regardless,
is George Miller.
Miller, yeah, he said some dumb shit about
Oh yeah.
about so the Mad Max game, it didn't do well in stores, like sales wise, which is nonsense
Right.
because it's the best iteration of Mad Max. And he just said some like disappointing things about the game, and I'm like, okay, one, reviewers are not the end all be all of it's like
No.
they
No. No.
and they fucked up. They missed on this one. They did not get this right. I'm like, two, because he says some dumb shit about like wanting Hideo Kojima to make it. It's like Kojima is an auteur that makes dumb shit that sometimes works. It's like so settle down on that quite a bit.
Relax.
Yeah, and three, you like this the game went as poorly as it did because you fucked up and Fury Road took forever to come out.
Oh yeah.
So the studio insisted that they come out and like coincide with each other. So like the game had been done for almost a year.
I mean, I feel like this is the smartest way to do it.
Yeah, except
Especially because if people that are video game players that see the movie and like it are going to be like, oh, I want more Mad Max, and they're probably going to buy the video game,
no,
or vice versa.
that makes sense until you think about it for longer than a second. Which is, okay, the game's done. okay, we're going to release it to coincide with the film. Okay,
Right.
that makes sense. That's not a bad idea until you realize that that same release day is the day that Metal Gear Solid 5 came out.
Hmm.
So you have a game that is done and is good, and you've decided to send it up against one of the best properties in video game history, and Kojima's swan song with the series, and you're going to release it the same day. Mind you, you do not have to do this. The game is
But
done. Like, you can release this at any point between right now and before that. And they just didn't. And they just like sent it out to die. And then they were surprised that it didn't do well. It's like, it's a Mad Max game. It is a movie game. Those already have such a terrible reputation that, like, things have changed now, like, partially due to Mad Max being really good. Like, you know, properties and, like, movie tie-in game, like, they don't have the stink that they used to on them, but they very much did when Mad Max came out. And I'm like, you realize...
yeah, but studios didn't always take this shit serious.
Well,
Like when you're talking about like video games and
this
and
isn't...
like comic books and stuff, studios fucking poo-pooed that shit for a long time.
Well, no, it's Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers is like...
Oh, well, yeah.
Warner Brothers is like cartoonishly bad at business. Like, it's kind of hilarious. I don't know how they're still like employed. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, their video game division cannot stop stepping on their own dick. It's kind of incredible.
Dude. Okay, so I forget his name. I think he did Snowpiercer. The Boone what's his name? The Korean director?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So he just won Best Picture, Best Director, or whatever for Parasite, right?
Yeah.
Good filmmaker. Literally just Best Director or Movie of the Year, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Just one gold. Got a trophy.
Yeah.
And so he's making a movie. I forgot what it's called. I think it's like Mickey something, and it's starring Pattinson, Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome. I'm down. Good filmmaker, good actor. I'm about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Apparently, guess who's not super jazzed with the final cut? Shocker, shocker. Your good old friend Warner Brothers, who have stepped on the dicks of multiple fucking movies that probably would have been excellent.
Yep. They, like I said, they are cartoonishly bad at their jobs, and I don't understand. But
well, there's been a bunch of turnover too, man. Ever since all the mergers and shit, like, it's a ton of turnover with them.
But yeah, because the guys that made the game, Avalanche, they are excellent at their jobs. Like, Avalanche is who just made that Harry Potter game. And which was the best-selling game. It beat Call of Duty, which is insanity. You don't do that. So, moreover, they beat Call of Duty, and then Suicide Squad lost $200 million, and WB's takeaway was single-player games are risky. It's like, what?
What?
It's like,
how so?
Because they're dumb. They're
just dumb.
They are.
Yeah,
it's because the avarice of, like, if you make a good multiplayer live service game, there's potentially infinite money there, and every business person has such bad fucking brain rot at this point in our capitalist system that they can't fucking think straight when the possibility of infinite money is on the table. It's like, yes, it's on the table, but A, it's very expensive, B, wildly risky, and C,
Yeah.
the market might not exist. Like, which is doubly funny because this isn't new. Like, we knew this back when we were trying to make MMOs to dethrone WoW. It's like you can make a better game. You can make the best game.
And it might fail.
It doesn't matter because people are invested in the game that they are playing already. And
Right.
so you're not going to transfer enough people over, and there's only a certain amount of people. That number isn't infinite. The people who are going to play your game or that would play your game is X. If enough people are already interested in that type of game and they're invested in that type of game, you're not going to convert enough of them if all of those people are already sated. It's just not going to happen. That's not how it works. Which you would think that people with degrees in business could get this through their skulls. But like I said, I guess it's just the sheer avarice and the possibility of infinite money that they can't think straight. That it just fucking makes their neurons stop firing properly.
Yeah. No, maybe. You're probably absolutely right.
But so
I don't understand though.
like this is why it's so dumb to me. It's like, okay, so Avalanche, who is an amazing studio. It's like, okay,
Right.
you're going to give the Mad Max franchise to anyone else. It's like, okay, who you giving it to? Because I can think of like 2 to 3 studios who I would trust to do as good of a job or better than Avalanche. And Warner Brothers doesn't own any of them, nor do I think they'd be interested in doing it. So it's like, who are you going to get to make a new Mad Max game if you're so not confident in Avalanche's work? It's like, I think you're fucking deluded and don't know what you're talking about. But I did love that I mean, because Avalanche is like still making games for Warner Brothers. And he came out and he's like, "Hey, Warner Brothers fucked us." which that is the confidence that you get from selling a game that beats Call of Duty, where you can just say that, our publisher,
Oh, yeah.
who is still currently our publisher, screwed
Fuck
us
that
over, and they totally fucked up.
Well, you know, I mean, he's swinging his big dick on the table. What happened? You got every single problem. You want to run it? Well, you can't run away. I need you too much. I need you to do like you could just live here. You can live here. Right.
Live here in the shop.
Right. 5K. Yeah. Well, of course not. Yeah, yeah. Oh, a colostomy bag? Okay. Right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he had an infection. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. 5K. Yeah. What, the surgeon? Right. So they can monitor him. Well, you guys could always sue the hospital. Yeah, yeah, for sure. 100%.
Go get that money.
All right, sweetie. All right, I'll see you in a bit. She's a good one.
Yeah, sue that
She's a good
hospital.
one.
Fuck them.
Well, I mean, got gallbladder surgery, and then they're like, "Oh, you can go home." I sent him home. Apparently, got a
Like,
fucking infection.
like right after?
Yeah,
Like,
that's why I said I was like, "You guys should probably sue him because he's got an infection now, and he's got they got to go back in and do another fucking surgery, and it's gonna cost their family another 5 fucking K that they don't have." I was like, "You should fucking like, why would they send him home? It's ridiculous."
uh, well, my aunt just got back surgery done. That we all like. I guess because me and my mom weren't doctors, people think that
Right.
we're fucking morons. Then that we like don't know what we're talking about.
Wait. Your mom is a motherfucking nurse.
Yeah,
She
but
has better general knowledge than doctors do.
I mean, people just don't listen to us, and then we just sit there and we're like, oh no, the consequence of my actions. Like,
Consequences of my action.
yeah, who could have predicted this? Not the people who repeatedly told you, but
Right.
like, I was no bullshit. Like I told my aunt that I'm like, yo, you need to sue your surgeon.
Yeah, for sure.
Like he
And this is Lisa?
Yeah, he put in he put in pedicle screws into her spine, and it is no bullshit. The worst job I have ever seen. I
Oh, wow.
I have I've seen thousands of these screws placed over my career. I have never seen them placed this poorly, ever. And like what he told her is just like a flat out lie. Like it's just not true. Where he's like, "Oh yeah, he tried to tell her that they don't make screws smaller than that, and that her spine is like a child's spine size.
What?
And I'm like, one, they absolutely make pediatric screws, and two, no the fuck it's not. Like, I'm like, yo, this guy is full of shit, and she's just not listening to us. I'm like,
She
I'm like,
is.
I'm like, this guy is full of shit. You should sue him
Yeah.
because he seemed like people don't realize that it's like, yeah, like you might have a doctorate and a PhD, but like you might have gotten D's, homie. Like, and
You might have gotten D's.
yeah, like just because you're working at some, you know, really good place, it's like your daddy might know somebody. It's like you might be a
Well,
more importantly, like you might know the information, like especially when it comes to surgeons. You might know the information, but you might not have the hands.
yeah,
Like,
it's possible. It's completely possible.
yeah, it's a very real problem where it's like, you know, you can know all the information. That's not the issue. Hell,
Not,
the
not all smart people are able to be surgeons. I'm
yeah.
just telling you that. This is not possible.
Well, more importantly, like,
They are the mechanics.
well, like, well, one of the major things is that, like, you know, the sales rep who like is in there with you when you're doing the surgery, because that's just how that whole thing works. It's very confusing, but like they arguably understand the process better than the surgeon does,
Yeah.
which is normal, but they don't have the hands and the additional training. But like if your surgeon doesn't have the hands, you would probably want the rep to be trying to place it more than the surgeon. And this guy seems like he sucks.
Oh man.
I cannot stress this enough. I have never seen screws placed this poorly. And
Oh,
like
wow.
more importantly, like placed in a way that like he only put them on one side and they're just not right. Like you if you know almost nothing about this process, you could probably tell by looking that those aren't right.
That it's not right.
It,
Yeah.
it's really obvious that something is wrong. And she went back. She's letting him work on him again. Me and my mom are fucking.
Oh, good God.
And we're furious about it, obviously. But
Yeah, I believe it.
yeah. But I mean, nobody fucking listens to us. So like, what are we gonna do? Aside from be extremely irritating after the fact. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like my dad got his hip worked on, and like doctors and surgeons, by the way, just for anyone listening that doesn't know this, they are socially inept. And like all socially inept people, they cannot deliver bad news. They just can't do it. Like they are physically unable to do so. So when you ask them how long the recovery process is going to take, they are not going to tell you the truth. Like it's not going to happen. They are going to tell you something completely outrageous. Like my dad got a total hip done, and the surgeon was like, "Oh yeah, you'll be walking out of here." And I'm like,
What?
"No, you won't." And like, and again, I'm like, "No, you won't. You're gonna be fucked up for like a long time." And nobody listened to me. And then like,
Oh.
and because, you know, obviously he wasn't okay. He's like, "Is something wrong?" And I'm like, "No." You got a total hip done. He's like, well, my doctor. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what your doctor told me. Your doctor sounds like a fucking moron if he told you were gonna
He's
walk
a
out of
fucking
there.
idiot.
It's like you understand that they cut some of the largest muscles in your body open and then cut off the hardest bone in your body and beat a metal spike into it. I'm like, and then he told you were gonna walk out of there on it? Like, I understand that you believed him, but now that I've broken it down like that, you understand why that's stupid, right? Like, it's not your fault, but I told you this.
Yeah, fucking. I hope her fucking. Hope her grandfather was alright.
But
Fucking idiots, man.
I mean,
Fucking idiots.
it's just like I
Can't trust nobody.
I have told people many, many times that I'm like, hey, if you think your doctor's an idiot, you're probably right.
Get a new doctor.
Yeah,
Get a new doctor.
get a new doctor. Like these guys, it's like they have memorized a lot
A book.
of books and facts. That doesn't mean that they can apply the information well. And it's like, okay, so like that would, it's like, okay, so they might, it's essentially that they are taking all the information you're telling them and then putting it into a search engine, which is, and then picking what they think is wrong with you. It's like, it's not wildly different than that. The difference is that a good doctor will be able to pick up on all the other things and know what tests to run and have a good guess as to what it is. Where a bad doctor will run the wrong tests or not connect things together properly. Like, if you have a bad doctor, you might as well just Google it yourself. And then order the medication
and
you need from
and then
India.
and then you will 100% figure out from the internet that you are indeed dying.
Yeah, I mean, if you I mean, your first jump is obviously you have cancer. I mean, that's assumed.
Yeah. Let's right off the jump. Let's get that out of the way. You have cancer.
Get out of the way. You have cancer. I don't care if you have the sniffles. It's cancer. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you.
Yeah, this is gonna happen.
Yeah, but if you think your doctor's an idiot, you might as well just hop on the internet, order whatever medication you need from India. It'll cost you like 1% of what that doctor's bill will cost you, and you'll probably get roughly the same results. Like I had some dumbass tell me that they thought I had fucking mono when I got really sick, and then I went because my doctor wasn't able to see me right away.
Right.
Yeah, it took my doctor, who is a good doctor, less than 5 seconds to tell me what was wrong with me. He ran no tests, by the way. None. This other doctor ran a ton of tests. My doctor was like, he's like, open your mouth, you have thrush. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't know what that is. He's like, yeah, I don't know how you have it either, because you're an adult.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, well, what do we do? And like, he's like, oh, you just take this medication, you'll be all right. And immediately fixed. I'm like, okay. It's like not all doctors are created equal.
Not all.
If you have a suspicion that your doctor or surgeon is a moron, because trust me, every hospital, there are people who are like, yo, I wouldn't let this guy operate on my dead dog. Like, just so you know, if you're not doing your research on that, somebody could
I
fuck
would,
you up, and
I
you'll
would
never
let him
know it.
operate on my dead dog.
Yeah.
That is a statement and a half, sir.
I mean,
That is a
when
statement.
when I worked at the VA, this is the only time I ever did it. I was at the VA, and there was this surgeon who was a fucking bone saw. He's probably dead, hopefully. Just because the amount of damage that he did.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully he's not out there ruining people's lives still. But there was this younger woman. She came in. And she broke her ankle or something. And this surgeon
All
is
right.
and it's a complicated enough break that I'm like you need surgery, and it's not going to be a
Right.
super simple one. And this guy is on, and so I bring her back and I X-ray it. I'm like, hey, this surgeon is on. You do not have to let him operate on you. You can say you're not comfortable with him and you would like to wait for somebody else. I'm like, I know the nurses here. I'll talk to them. They'll give you the good meds. You'll sleep this off. You'll never feel that. And she's kind of looking at me. I'm like, I need you to understand how. I'm like, they could take my license for me telling you this. I'm like,
Right.
but you're young, and I don't want the rest of your life to be fucked up.
Right.
I'm like, so when he comes in and tells you, say, I'm not comfortable with you, I'm going to wait for someone else. I'm like, you understand me?
I'm going to leave it.
I've only ever done it the one time, and because he sucked. Like, VA doctors have a really bad rap because of guys like him.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the other VA surgeons, mind you, I worked with a VA surgeon. He was a back surgeon. He was incredible. His, because, with any surgery, it doesn't matter what it is, there's a failure rate. And
Yeah.
when it comes to back surgeries, if you're 50-50, if you're batting 500, you are really good at your job. If 50% of your patients are getting improvement, you're doing really well.
You're a rock star.
Yeah. This guy had it was 85 or 90% of his cases said that they improved, which is crazy. This guy's essentially
bonkers.
Yeah, this guy's essentially like Jesus coming down from the mountain and curing people.
He's the greatest doctor that's ever lived.
Yeah, he's touching people's eyes and curing blindness. It's crazy. So
now see, my son.
Yeah, so I mean, so you had that. You had a guy who I risked my license over, some kid not getting fucked up about, and then you had God's gift to back surgeons.
Shit, man, I forgot what the fuck. I think it was something during when Amanda's mom was in the hospital, and it was something somebody told her. It was either a nurse or an X-ray tech or something. He was like, "Oh yeah, they said this." I was like, "They said what?" I was like, "It may be true, it may not." I was like, "Well, it's probably correct," but the thing is, I was like, "They should not have said that at all."
Yeah, it's they're not allowed to say that.
I was like that person that just basically diagnosed you is not qualified to diagnose you. I just want you to know that.
Yeah, they are. It's for people that don't know, your bone can be sticking out of your skin. We can both be looking at it. I cannot tell you that your arm is broken.
Your leg is broken.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, your arm is broken.
Legally, I can't say that because that is diagnosing, and You,
Yeah,
if you're not a doctor, you
you
cannot do
cannot do
that.
that.
So like, yeah, it's you got to be like really careful about that kind of shit. Like,
Yeah, you can't fuck with that.
generally, what I always told people, because everything's digital now,
Yeah,
is that, you know, I'd be like, look, I can't diagnose things, and then I'd like show them the picture, and I'm like, what do you think? They're like, that looks broken. I'm like, yeah, maybe,
kind of does, but I don't know.
doesn't it? Yeah,
I'm just a stupid man.
yeah. It's like, well, because, and I mean, it's not that it's not things being obviously broken that's the problem. It's that
Yeah,
people don't stress, and this is what got people in trouble. It's they're like, oh yeah, it's not broken, and then the doctor looks at it on like their shit, which is way better than your shit, and it's
for
like,
sure. Yeah,
yeah, because like, and then there's like an obvious fracture, and then they go back and they're like, yeah, it's broken. It's like, but the X-ray tech told me, and it's like, so
yeah. That
what
shit'll get you, man.
what
Well,
I
shut the fuck up.
what I always told people when I turned it around, I'm like, look, like, especially like if it wasn't obvious and they were in a lot of pain and they, they wanted to see it, which, they're allowed to. I can't really stop them,
Yeah,
nor
yeah, right.
nor do I really want to. Is I would always tell people, I'm like, look, like, the doctor has a way better screen. There could be something here. Like, just because we're not seeing it doesn't mean it's not there.
Yeah,
Because the screen, like the screen that you're taking the pictures on, is a touch screen. Like they're terrible quality, and they got fingerprints and shit all over them. And then like I would sit down at like my 4K
bitch, me
monitor.
and you did this together. You don't need to explain that
Yeah.
shit to me.
Explain for anybody that's listening. It's just like,
Oh yeah, that's true.
and it's like, oh, your ankle's fucking shattered. That happens way more than you would think. Oh yeah, no, I remember. Remember when that doctor fucking blew it up on me and I thought I was having a fucking brain tumor?
Yeah, that was like I think that might have been actually the first day we met. It might have been the first day we met. Like we went to go do some portables, and that fucking doc, he was cool. I remember seeing him around before I even met you, and he was always like, you never talked to him really, but he was always really nice to me. And then yeah, he came over. I think we took an X-ray, or you took it, or whatever. On one of them, he came over and fucking looked at it, and straight up came in for the fist bump, and then blew it up in your face, and just walked away. And then you looked at me like you were looking into the event horizon. And the fuck just happened?
Yeah, he fist bumped me and blows it up. Makes the sound effect. It just
Oh yeah.
walks away, and I'm just like, hey, did I just have a fucking stroke?
Oh, that was fucking funny though.
It's like,
Made me laugh.
it's like, what the fuck just happened right there?
What's going on here? Well, yeah, that shit was fucking funny. I like that one a lot. That was a good time. All right. Let's see. This is a web file. Why is it such? Oh, am I fucking zoomed in or something? Oh, why does it look like? Oh, yeah. Fuck. All right. We'll do that. How many boxes is that one? The 75. It's 2 boxes. 18 by 18, and then the cube. All right.
All right. Well, Haley just hit me up, and she is not feeling great. So I am going to clean up the house and wipe everything down and try to figure out what's going on with that. But I'll hit you up tomorrow or the day after.
All right, big dog.
All
I
right.
appreciate it. And I'll probably be kicking around on Xbox tonight if you want to just chit chat.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't have to play R6 with me. You can play Diablo or the
I'll
fuck.
never play R6 again.
Yeah, you know what? Go fuck yourself.
I'll,
All I do,
I'll
all I
bury
do
all
is
of
give.
you.
All I do is give, and just nobody wants to fucking play with
I'll,
me.
I'll,
You just come at me when you want something. Typical.
obvious.
All right, big dog.
All
I
right.
will talk to you probably a little later on tonight. Tell Haley to stop being a little whiny bitch.
I know. It's
She's
like
only
she's
got she's
fucking.
pregnant or
I
something.
know. It's
She's only got
all about
another
her.
person
Just
sucking her fucking life force and beauty out of her.
I know. Awful. It's just. I mean, all right. I mean, drama. What are you gonna do? Can't help it. Women, am I right?
I know, right? Women, am I right? You fucking can't even handle a pregnancy. Jesus.
All right.
Boy, equal, huh?